One of the greatest indicator that you are a high value man is when you've dealt with a woman and she start talking shit about you after you've dealt with her. Either you've broken up with her or she broke up with you, it doesn't matter. But after she's broken up with you or you guys are done and she doesn't say anything about you, that's the highest indicator that you need to improve. You are not a high value man. You're not all that. You're not who you think you are. She can literally do better. That's why she's not saying anything incriminating about you. Anything like if she doesn't say, oh, he has a small dick, or he's broke, or some shit like just to get off you, some slander. If she doesn't say anything at all about you, that is the highest indicator that you are not a high value man. Her ego is going to like try to protect her and she's going to make up lies or some shit about you just to like get her leg off to make herself feel better about the situation. So if she doesn't say anything about you at all, that's the greatest indicator that you are a nobody. So I'm going to be reacting to this video about Tristan Tate, man. I just want to call out the bullshit in the video, so stay tuned. Hit the subscribe button. A lot of you guys are just watching and you know I'm giving a lot of game in these videos. I mean, I just want to improve men, because if you improve men, automatically the world gets better. Let's go.
Saga that you were diving into without any distractions of needing to move the convo forward too quickly.
I've been speaking to him for 3 years. We've been speaking for 3 years. And he was always very nice, very respectful. We had very long conversations, back and forth, like friends. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to Romania. He offered to pay for everything. I refused because I was like, you know what, I want to feel safe, I want to pay for my own hotel. I do not know this guy.
Cap.
I might not know how Tristan Tate moves, but like dealing with the girl for 3 years over the phone or whatever, like just communicating, being friends. I don't know. But it's kind of like hard to believe that Tristan Tate has been dealing with this for 3 years. Just talking, like just talking.
Just that was the reason. So he hit me up there every day, like, you know what, when I'm going to see you, I want to have sex with you. And I'm like, bro. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. First of all, never done that. I said, take a bitch to dinner first. I have all the screenshots for this either way. So, and then he was, yeah, I will take you out to dinner. And I was like, yeah, that's better, that's nice. And
But she says something believable. Let's fuck. I mean, that's blunt and cold. I mean, he doesn't have time to be like dealing with the girl for 3 years. I guess that's totally believable. When she said, "When are we going to fuck?" That's I believe Tristan Tate can say some shit like that. When are we going to fuck? Because like it's just a waste of time dealing with you, man.
then a few days later, he was like, come over to my house, I will call you an Uber. And I was like, bro, when is the
Check this out, fellas. I may come off arrogant or whatever, but it's because of who I am. It's because of what I know about myself. As soon as you discover your purpose, you will have low tolerance for bullshit. As soon as you discover your purpose, you're not going to stick around and be dicked around and play around with girls. You just don't have time for that shit. Like, you've discovered a meaning in your life, something that's way important than having sex, dating, relationships. Those things I see them as in like they can deteriorate, like they can take away from your purpose. As messed up as that might sound, but like when I'm dealing with my girl, I see it as oh, this is a rest day. I'm going to rest and chill with my girl. Because as soon as you discover your work as a man, you will know what love is. You'll be compelled to just do whatever it is to be on your purpose all the time.
Uber arriving because I was in his hotel? He said 30 minutes. I was like laying in bed. It was evening. I was like, fuck, I have 30 minutes to get ready. So I did. I ran downstairs, got into the Uber. I sent the location to my friends, obviously. But it was not at all what I was expecting. I was expecting this gentleman in a suit like he always is. He was like in a sweatpants, hair is messy, everything was total messy. He looked like
Now that says a lot. Like if he didn't even put an effort to try to impress the bitch, like that says a lot. Like I don't care how this goes. If he was like the way she described, messy or in shorts, not wearing, I mean, I don't have to impress you at all. Why do I have to put all that effort to just impress you? Like it makes him know, never mind. That's why he didn't put a fucking effort into impressing you or looking a certain way. That's why he didn't feel the need to put on a suit and try to impress a bitch.
total uncared for person. But I walked in, and the first thing he greeted me, and then he turned around to all his cars. He was like, "This is the world famous Lana, but you already know that, right?" And then he showed all his cars. And I was like, "I'm not interested in this. I didn't look you up." He said, "Why not?" He got angry. So I was like, "Because I'm here
He got angry. Okay. Bitch must think that we 12 years old.
for you." Then we went to this office you always see in his podcasts and everything. But it was so confusing to me because it was like this big door with locks and everything, big chairs. If you sit on those chairs, you cannot see that somebody is sitting. You have to remember that for later on. So we sat down and he just started to talking about how much money you're going to give his assistant for all her work because he's in Dubai right now and everything. And I was like, all right, where's this conversation going? Because I'm not interested in all the money and everything. I'm just like, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. And then he was like,
Notice how, like, girls are. I don't think I should say smart. They can detect bullshit way faster than men. I guess. I think that's the political right way to say it without coming off as a hole, an asshole, I guess. So yeah, check this out. The only girl who seems impressed by this bullshit story is this one. Listen, guys, I think the more a lady gets old, the more she gets vindictive and she starts to just become a mercenary. A lot of them are. If she cannot keep a man and she grows old, they start to hate men because, like, their value is attached. Women's value is attached to their age and how they look. Okay, so as soon as they start going to the left, to the other side, where they kind of like lose their beauty and they become like overweight and stuff like that, they start becoming like the most hateful human beings on earth. All the girls who are just like, they can read this, like, this is just bullshit. I would love a date with Tristan Tate. She's capping. She's like, all this, they are unimpressed. Unimpressed. This one, she's kind of like knows she doesn't have a chance with the guy. She's impressed, like, oh,
want something to drink? I said, yeah, that would be nice. And he called his assistant. So I was like, why do you not get it yourself? He said, why shouldn't I?
why didn't you get it yourself? It's hard to believe this. Like, how old were you? Were you 18 years old by that? Because right now, not even me. I'm not even impressed. Like, I'm not even to Tristan Tate this level, but I'm not even impressed. I don't believe this shit. Like, how old were you?
I said, because this is arrogant. Then he got frustrated a little bit more. And he just kept on talking about his money and everything. So I called him a little bit out. I said, you walk funny. You have a limp when you walk. You
Most guys are invisible to girls. So in order for a girl to like even notice how you walk and pay attention to that, like that must be, that's something. That says something about that guy.
are we going to have a normal conversation or not?
And fellas, don't pay attention so much to the insults. It's the fact that she's out here still talking about the guy. I don't think even Tristan remembers her name. It might be like he even forgot about this bitch.
And then he was like, sure, a little bit. And there was a light bulb at this room. It was a different color. Everybody, all the lights were white, and that color was brown. Because I was so bored with his conversation about money. I was like, hey, that light bulb is stupid. He's got off the chair, he ran down the room. He was like, oh, I'm gonna
Run down the room. Bruh, really? Like, really? Look at this guy, like this girl right over here. She's like, really? You can't make this shit up. Look at her. She is so uninterested, bruh. Like, she feels so embarrassed for her. Like, just read the room. All the girls, they know this is just bullshit. Now, she might be embellishing a little bit. She's painting, like, she's taking things out of proportion. That's what it is. It's not like exactly things that happen the way she described. It might be that she had a chance with Tristan Tate, but in order to up her status a little bit, she's trying to brag, right? A side-handed brag. Oh, I can pull this type of guy, right? But and I was uninterested at all. Like, he was doing all these things, running around the room just to impress me. But the story says a lot. She showed up and he didn't clean up even to like try to impress her, to show you that how unimpressed he was. He wasn't even trying to impress her at all. Like, eat it. That's what it is. I'm not even gonna shower for you. Eat it.
fixed it like so insecure, not what I expected at all. I've been speaking to him for 3 years. Then he sat down, and then out of nowhere, he was like, Andrew is awake, Andrew is awake, panicking. And I was like, yeah, so what's the deal? Then the door knocked. He said, we have to go, Andrew is awake. Then he said, and Andrew just walked in with his laptop, sat down next to me, and he looked like, huh, hi. Didn't expect me at all, gave me a hand. Very friendly, I have to give them that. And then Tristan's like, we have to go. He was so scared because Andrew was like, we have to work, get her out. Very scared. So I was like, hey.
Very friendly, very friendly. I have to say that. I think she's saying that because she's afraid of Andrew. For real. Like, she's saying all this bullshit because Tristan doesn't care that much. Andrew, like, she's afraid of Andrew. That's why she's saying, oh, very respectful, very. Like, she emphasized, she made a point to her, like, you didn't miss it in the story. Like, Andrew was being respectful. She didn't say anything insulting about Andrew at all because the motherfucker is petty. If you say some shit about him, he's gonna get his lick back. He's not going to let it slide. I think Tristan is more of a nice guy. Like, you can kind of like get away with some bullshit, right? He can like let you get away with bullshit. He's not petty like Andrew. If you fuck around with Andrew, you're gonna find out. Like, he's not gonna let things slide. I guess that's why she's saying all that bullshit.
Andrew running this whole show, and he was like, yeah, but now you have to go. So we went outside, and he said, thank you for your time. Can you please answer all your messages, because I'm a slow texter.
Please answer all your messages. Bruh, take me for instance, compared to Tristan Tate, I'm a brokey, and I will never beg a girl, please respond to my text. What the fuck is this? Bro, what the fuck is this? Like, are we on earth right now? Are we on earth? this, like, please respond to my text. Get out of here, bro.
And then I was in the Uber the way out, and then he keeps on texting me, and I was like, you know what, it's not going to work, it's not the vibe, and he agreed. And then he started to be a little bit ugly at WhatsApp, and I said, you need to calm down, you look like a fish. And yeah, that was the little story of me and Tristan Tate. I did
Wait a minute. I missed some shit. You look like fish. Calm down, you look like fish. Tristan, I bet he broke her heart. For real.
you know what, it's not going to work, it's not the vibe, and he agreed. And then he started to be a little bit ugly at WhatsApp, and I said, you need to calm down, you look like a fish. And yeah, that was
What is it that he said that's ugly? Like, I don't want to see you ever. Is that what he said?
at WhatsApp, and I said, you need to calm down, you look like a fish. And yeah, that was the little story of me and please answer all your messages, because I'm a slow texter. And then I was in the Uber the way out, and then he keeps on texting me, and I was like, you know what, it's not going to work, it's not the vibe, and he agreed. And then he started to be a little bit ugly at WhatsApp.
It's not going to work, the vibe, and then he agreed. And then he said some ugly things, but she doesn't state what are those ugly things that he said. It's kind of like vague, but you can tell like there's a lot of things that she's just sweeping under the rug so that we don't get the full picture.
I said, you need to calm down, you look like a fish. And yeah, it's a little story of me and Tristan Tate. I did text him after that, and he tried to be ugly a little bit, and then my friends texted him like, shut up, because we will put you in the truck. And then he got a little bit scared. Then he told me like, your friends are scary. And the next day, my friends told him that like, calm down, because we will put you in the trunk. And the next day he was in the trunk of the police wagon because they got arrested again. So that's funny. So yeah, they were.
That's funny. Like, why would you want to hate someone so much? Because you are hate deep down. Like, all the things that she's saying is kind of like saying them so that she can hate the guy. He was in the police car or the police trunk. That's funny. What's funny about that? What's funny? Like, someone in a police car. What's funny? The fact that maybe he broke your heart and then afterwards he was in a police car. Yeah, that might be funny to you because you wanted something bad to happen to that particular person. That's why it's funny to you. But someone in a police trunk or in a police car, there's nothing funny about that. Nothing funny at all. No one is impressed here except you and your. Let me just refrain from.
Very respectful, but it was so weird. He's so scared of his brother a little bit. I will look it up. I think it's April, May, June, the time. So I have to look it on my Instagram. You can see the picture.
Wait, you said the day after he got arrested again?
No, like last week he got arrested. My friends texted him
again,
last week, like, be nicer because we will put you in the trunk. And the next day he was in the trunk of the police car. That was funny. So he was very nice, respectful. His brother came in and he got so scared. For some reason, we have to get out. And he's awake. And I was like, does your brother run the whole show? And he's like, yeah. Now you have to get out.
There's a load of rubbish out there about eating healthier, so I'm back in South Africa to cut through the noise.
So he was very sweet.
And I'm not gonna cut that out, fellas. Like, I'm sorry, it's just an ad. I'm not using YouTube Premium. You can get mad at me. It is what it is. I skip the ad. Stop crying about it, man.
Very respectful, but I'm just wondering if he's not more the social media figure. I think his brother, Andrew, is the total brains. He walked in, he had that very manly era, very sexy manly. You felt it right away, and Tristan was just there like that puppet just sitting. I don't know, I think Andrew is the real brain, for sure. I don't know, I was so confused myself because we were speaking for 3 years, and I asked him, why do you speak for me for 3 years? It's not like a hookup thing and everything.
How often would you guys speak on the phone?
Also, yeah. And then
How often would you guys text?
And then
How often would you guys text each other?
Almost weekly for 3 years. And he was like, yeah, that time I was more on the phone because now I cannot do that anymore because the police is searching my phone and stuff like that. I'm like, sure. For the people who not believe me, I have every receipt, so.
I believe.
For the people that do not believe me, no one have ever said, like, at this point, no one said, like, we don't believe you. This is just the podcast. Things are just going. Like, she can just, like, read the energy and she knows she's bullshitting. She's trying so hard, man. She's trying so hard.
Here, actually.
But again, it's not like he was disrespectful. We just got, when Andrew came, he was like, oh, we need to, and that was so surprising. And he looked like shit when I arrived. And I don't.
He didn't feel the need to impress you. And that's impressive. When a man stops, like, trying or jumping through hoops, trying to impress you or show you how successful he is, or I got this, I got that. That's just attractive. That's attraction right there. Yeah, well, what the fuck do I have to, like, jump through hoops for?
know.
So the story is you met up with him and you were slightly underwhelmed, and that's the extent.
No, I was just not expecting this kind of persona, like a little scared persona or something. It was so weird, just talking about money, how much money you're going to give his assistant, his cars, very arrogant, like, this is famous, Lana, you already knew that, right? And I was like, no, I do not watch your shit.
But I mean, don't you go in kind of expecting that they're going to talk about money? And
No,
I mean, that's
because
kind of their
3 years
whole
is a long time,
business.
right? I told him that too, except on WhatsApp. I told him, like, you know what, 3 years is a long time. Obviously, you want to show your house a little bit. That's a normal thing, like, welcome to my
Yeah.
house. I understand that, that's fine.
Sure.
But when you sit down, you're going to bash about the money you're giving your assistant. I do not know your assistant. I do not know what the police thinks is going on. Why do you want to
Yeah.
talk that to me? And I was
Okay.
like, you know, can we not have a normal drink? Ask me what my favorite color is or something. Be nice.
So I have a question. Did he tell you he wanted to do you before or after you got to Romania?
Before. No, lie. When I arrived.
Okay.
Wait, Nicolette, can you scoot your mic that way a little bit?
This
When
one?
I arrived.
That way, yeah.
And let's be honest, that man is sexy as fuck. You cannot deny it.
Who,
He's,
Tristan?
yeah, he's tall. He looks like shit.
Oh, now he doesn't look like fish anymore. He's sexy as fuck. He's tall.
When you arrive, but he's not ugly. I will never say that. He's tall. He has his biceps bigger than my fucking head. He's tall. He's muscular, for sure. But I just didn't expect such a
Well, you gotta
shy
make up
type.
your mind, right? He's a timid coward one second.
I would never
and
go
looks
to
like
him
a
again.
Fish, and then in the next second, he's a buff stud Chad. Like, which is it here?
Of course, he has muscles. You cannot deny it. It has nothing to do with his personality. If somebody has muscle, it's muscle.
Oh, wonderful. Another ad. Okay, let me turn the volume. Another ad. Okay, check this out. Like, she said it has nothing to do with his personality. Looking like fish has nothing to do with your personality. A funny walk has nothing to do with your personality. Those are the things that she mentioned about the guy. Like, what are you on? Okay.
muscle.
Well, what did you expect the personification of a man who's under massive investigation and is meeting up with somebody he's been talking to for 3 years, who's a friend of his? Of course, he's probably going to be nervous and probably have all sorts of things which are going on, right?
I did, and I had that in mind. But I think when you sit down in a normal conversation in a locked up room, no mobile phones off, everything, It would be nice to have a normal conversation. You do not really know me, right? So why would it make sense to tell me how much money you
That's
give
really
everybody?
weird, though, right? That's self-contradictory. So what do you mean he doesn't really? You've been talking for 3 years. I thought he doesn't really know you.
No, not in that way. If you never meet with
Well, what
somebody,
way? What
Yeah, yeah.
way? I'm sorry. I feel like if I've been
understand.
talking with
No,
somebody
no.
for 3 years, that I would get to know them pretty well, right?
Yeah, it's not like a very deep conversation we had. Obviously, every week something like, "Hey, what you doing?" La, la, and he went to this and that. It's just like friendly conversation, like you are saying. But I was not
Well,
expecting.
wait. I thought that you were talking to him on the phone.
Also, yeah, just about his way, his life, and everything, but not seriously, not about his money. Why would he do that? That's private, right? But I was not
Well,
expecting.
wait. I thought that you were talking to him on the phone.
Also, yeah, just you sit down in a normal conversation in a locked up room, no mobile phones off, everything. It would be nice to have a normal conversation. You do not really know me, right? So why would it make sense to tell me how much money you
That's
give
really
everybody?
weird, though, right? That's self-contradictory. So what do you mean he doesn't? Years, I thought he doesn't really know you.
No, not in that way. If you never meet with
Well, what
somebody.
way? What
Yeah, yeah.
way? I'm sorry. I feel like if I've been
understand.
talking with
No,
somebody
no.
for 3 years, that I would get to know them pretty well, right?
Yeah, it's not like a very deep conversation we had. Obviously, every week something like, "Hey, what you doing?" La, la, and he went to this and that. It's just like friendly conversation, like you are saying. But I was not
Well,
expecting.
wait. I thought that you were talking to him on the phone.
Also, yeah, just about his way, his life, and everything, but not seriously, not about his money. Why would he do that? That's private, right?
Yeah, no.
I
But
didn't
before
expect
you
that.
before you kind of pivot to the next thing, let's see if we can get this figured out. When you say I was talking to this guy weekly, does that mean you were like, "Oh, hey, what's up, Tristan? How are you?" And he went, "Good. How are you?" And you said, "Good." And like that was the extent of most of your conversation. Is that what you
No.
mean, or did you
Also,
have
like,
in-depth
where he
conversations
was
about things?
going, what he was doing with the girls, stuff like that. Just like, I do not know if I can say everything here, but it's like,
There's nothing interesting that she's saying. She's just trying to make it sound interesting, as if like she has more information than she knows, like, or she has, like, this is just bullshit. She's trying to like throw a little seeds so that the people who are easily distracted can kind of ask stupid questions, so that she can go on a random tangent about things that don't even matter to the conversation, bringing up girls and stuff. I don't even know if I can talk about that. Like, it has nothing to do with the conversation. We don't care about that. We care about like you are lying to us. That's all.
more than just, "Hey, how are you?" and then finish conversation. We did not have sexual conversations at all, but more about life, like when he was younger, puberty, everything, stuff like that. Like a normal human being. So that's why I was expecting just like what you were saying, like a little bit more friends vibe. And then I arrived, he only talked about money and his cars. And I was like, confusing.
But I don't know why that's confusing, right? So he's showing you his life, right?
Yeah, but if you never talk to somebody about your finances, why would you, when you meet somebody in person for the first time, sit down with this person and be like, "I'm going to tell you how much I pay my assistant when I see her again." Like, that's, bro.
Why would that? I don't understand why that's problematic. That's him talking
I didn't
about
say
his
it was
work.
problematic. I just
Isn't
personally found
isn't
it a little weird.
Hang on, isn't that first date territory to talk about work?
Oh, another ad. Ha. Oh, another ad, fellas. Yeah, let me cut off the music so it won't mess up my.
You
Talk
can
about
tell
what
me
you
what
do.
kind of work you do, but I'm not interested in you throwing money around, no.
Yeah, but he didn't. I didn't actually hear any part in the story where he threw money around.
Money around, like what he's giving all the people. That's
Yeah, he's
throwing
talking
money
about
around.
his job and his work, right?
But it was
I'm
not
always
talking about. It was not talking about his money. It was like, she's in Dubai, hiding for the government. I'm going to pay her this amount. And just like, why do you want to tell me all this? I just was not there for that. I just wanted to be friends, like we were on WhatsApp, like normal, nice, good vibes.
Well, what was the nature of
So
your
the guy,
conversation?
so wait, so this guy who is, I would say, unfairly often targeted because of his brother.
I agree.
Right, has a friend who he's been talking to for 3 years who finally comes into town. He gets a chance to meet her. He's talking to her, and he has somebody he feels like he can confide in. So he starts confiding in you, and you're punishing him for that.
I do not say it's confiding into. Let's be honest. A man like that, he told me that that's 500 women over a week or something. So it's not that I'm a very good friend. I will never see me as a very good friend. I never would tell me that or something. Think if you're friends.
So did you just fly out there for a booty call?
No.
Well, then what the hell were you out there for?
Meeting him, but not for a booty call. If I was there for a booty call, I would say, yeah,
You're
let's.
not friends, right? You don't consider him to be a friend. He doesn't think he considers you to be a close friend. He talked about sex the second you touched down. Like, what the hell were you out there for? Be honest. What were
Meeting
you
him
out there for?
in a person. I wanted to see the person behind all the social media. And I told him that if I was there for a booty call, I would say yes. Please me. No, I did not.
What? Yeah. So then your intention? Did he pay to fly you out?
No, I paid for everything
No.
myself. No.
Well, I mean, that was a good decision. If he knew that you were gonna like take it on a road show and slander him
And I
everywhere,
told him that I
just
want
for
to meet
meeting
you
up, just for meeting up with you one time.
No, I just told him that I want to meet you for like your character behind everything else. Because on WhatsApp we spoke very respectfully, and that's.
I'm not gonna sit here and believe that you are running the show. Oh, I just want to meet you because of your character. No, no guys allowing. Like, he was running the whole show. Like, he was telling you, oh, come here this time around here, whatever. Like, you're welcome to come by this time. Blah blah blah. There's no way this bitch was running the whole show. Like, she's telling the story. Like, she's just lying to us. This bitch is lying to us, acting like she's the end all be all. You are not running any show. Hey, I was telling him that, oh, I want to meet you because of your personality. I want to meet the man behind. Fuck out of here.
I ignored him and he said, hey,
Let's say that all of this, that I'm just going to take you at face value, and all of this did happen, right? What is the actual point, since the guy didn't actually do anything bad to you, of taking this story on the road and slandering his?
Oh, he did something bad. He did something bad. Trust me, he did something. Like, he might have kept this bitch. This is why she's. He might have just ghosted her. He did something bad. He did. This is why she's talking.
Name. What is the point of
Is
that?
it really slandering? It's just talking about a date. It's not very bad.
Well, I think the point is it's very entertaining.
You're essentially
It's an
calling
Shut up, Whale.
entertaining
timid.
story, and it's her story, and she
Yeah,
can
and I'm
share it if
asking
she
her about
wants.
her
You
story.
asked about an
When we're all
entertaining
done, then
story.
you can chime in. So let us finish our conversation here. So how is it?
Did you call
How
him
is it
gross?
not? How is it not slander? How is it not slander to run around and basically say, okay, this is all a persona, it's all a social media persona. He's basically a coward in reality. He's very timid. He's kind of has to be in obedience to his brother. It sounds like total slander. Like,
No, I didn't
in fact,
say that.
In the entirety of the story,
giant one.
you really never said a nice thing about the guy. Not a single nice thing.
My competitors think I have a 10-person team, but in reality, I'm just one guy.
Another
and an
one.
employee.
Just
When
like
you're a solo
DJ
founder,
Khaled
the
says.
job titles
Another
stack up
one.
fast.
I didn't say and slandered him. I said I felt like he was scared. I didn't say he is scared. I didn't say he was a coward. I said I feel.
It just seems like a
was.
non-story, like nothing happened. You know?
I was entertained, and she did say something nice. She said he was hot and had big muscles.
No, I'm just saying, like,
After the story was
You
done,
asked about
like,
an
in the
entertaining
context of what's
story. I'm
going on
giving
in
you a
the
little bit
story, no.
entertaining.
I
That's
like
all I'm
that.
doing.
I like
I just tell you that I met him. That's all.
Well, the guy, this guy is a really high-profile guy. He's looked at by tens of thousands of people. You know he's looked at, and he's under scrutiny from tens of thousands of people. What would actually be the point of even regurgitating such a story,
Why not?
except
Because
to
he's
slander and hurt
famous.
this guy's image? Like,
Why?
what would even be the point except to slander and hurt his image?
Why? But why do you tell this? Because he only say
Fellas, I'm tired of this bitch lying to me. Like, my ear hurts. Like, I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm out of here. So I hope you get the moral of the video. Is the fact that if a woman, and the thing about me, I'm let me brag a little bit. The thing about me is that I don't have any single woman who has ever broken up with me. Ever. Ever. And I'm saying that to brag. And you know why? This is a W. Because that's how cutthroat I am. I'm slick with it. I'm fast with it. I don't fuck around. If I sense some bullshit, I'm gone. Me. Imagine Tristan Tate. Like, he has a game. Like, he has all these beautiful girls around him. Imagine someone like me moving like that. How does he move? Obviously, he's more ruthless, I guess, more than me, because he ticks a lot of boxes. Me, I get my sense of swag, my sense of arrogance from my purpose. I've discovered who I am, so I don't tolerate bullshit from women. I don't have to. I plus I look nice. Like, listen, I tick the boxes as well. Not all of them, but I am who I am, and I like who I am. So there's no way I'm going to sit down and tolerate some bullshit from women. I'm saying that to say this: if a woman doesn't say some shit about you after you guys have done dealing with each other, it's because you are not it. You are not a high value man. You are not that guy. That's why she's kind of like not even bothered by your breakup or whatever. She is supposed to go on social media or somewhere or behind the doors or with her friends and say some shit about you just to kind of like make herself feel better about the situation. Especially if you are like me. Like I told you, no girl has ever broken up with me. None. Not on this earth. None. Zero. I don't see it ever coming in the future, in the past. None. It's zero. No girl has ever broken up with me. That's how ruthless I am. I've been rejected just like any other guy. Yes, I've been rejected, but no girl has ever broken. Even the beautiful girls that I've dealt with, none. Zero. I'm always like cutthroat with it. I break up with them. If I get some sense of like you're trying to test me or some shit like that, I'm gone. Bye bye. Next. That's just how I am. So I say that to say this: if you are the G, if you tick boxes, if you know your mission on earth, you are not going to be tolerating some shit. So, fellas, she's supposed to talk shit about you. She's supposed to try to offend you. She's supposed to say you have a little dick. She's supposed to say some insulting things about you after you guys have broken up with.